You're here with me, Jen, the Taxidermy Witch, and we are reading from this book. We're almost all the way through. We've read the whole thing from start to finish, and it's Old Style Conjure, Hoodoo, Rootwork, and Folk Magic by Star Casas. So sit down with me, and we are in the middle of a chapter called Roots, Herbs, and Trees. Okay? So the last herb we talked about in the last video was frankincense resin. And now we are talking about, they go in order of alphabet, yeah? So we're on to garlic. And this is not how these herbs apply to witchcraft, just to conjure, hoodoo, rootwork, and folk magic, okay? And this is particularly old style conjure. Work with the ancestors. And when I say ancestors, I don't mean your and my ancestors, or our own ancestors. I mean the ancestors of Conjure, which are the slaves that came over from Africa on the bottoms of the boats, and then were forced to practice Christianity and use the Christian Bible. So they hid their workings inside the work of the Christian Bible. However, it was really difficult for them to do their workings because they were from Africa, and then they came to the North American South, where everything is different. So they started using dirts and waxes and getting very creative. And so they had to hide it in plain sight and hide it in the Bible. And that is what makes conjure. If you take out the Bible, we're absolutely still doing magical workings, aren't we? But it's just not called the same thing, because at that note, you're not honoring the ancestors with the work. And that's something that's really important to do, y'all. Alright, so, garlic. Another herb right out of the Bible. It is worked with to remove all types of evil spirits. And that's in Hollywood a lot too, isn't it? You know, keep evil away with a necklace of garlic. Burn garlic skins on the stove to remove crossed conditions from the home. I knew garlic skins were good for something, and I hadn't read much about just particularly them yet. So, being an herbalist, I'm really excited about that. If you guys know other things for garlic skins, let me know. Ginseng root. Worked with in all types of money and gambling jobs, it is also said to enhance the male vigor. So that's interesting, because in Conjure it's just the male vigor, not both male and female. Grains of paradise. Worked with for all types of projection, money, and steady work. It is also said to make wishes come true. Grains of paradise. That sounds enticing. Putting it on my list. Hydron the Conqueror. Worked with in all types of blockbuster work. It is said that there is not a block in the world that this root can't get through. Hops. Worked with for peaceful sleep and keep nightmares away. Get a white handkerchief and a pinch of hops, a pinch of lavender, and 3 bay leaves named after the God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Place all of the ingredients in the handkerchief and tie 3 knots in the name of the Trinity. Place the handkerchief inside the pillow. This will help you have a peaceful night's sleep. Now, you don't have to open the pillow and stuff it in. You could, and that would be great. But you could just put it in between the pillowcase and the pillow if you like. However, you certainly could make a dream pillow just for it. And that would be really special, wouldn't it? Hyssop or hyssop, it's Hyssop, another powerful herb right out of the Bible. It is also said to add power to all types of conjure work. So my guess is that the reason why they started using herbs that were out of this Bible that they were told they had to use is because they were like, hey, I need to go look for these things, or I need to have these herbs because they're in the Bible. You want me to practice this religion? I mean, what do you guys think? I think that I'm onto something there. It hasn't been talked about in this book yet, but if they're mentioning like another herb from the Bible, another herb from the Bible, another herb from the Bible, and now I'm looking at Jezebel root, and it's like, that's a name from the Bible. Were some of these herbs, if not in the Bible, if they have a biblical name attached to them, was that attached because of Conjure? I mean, I'm so interested. I'm so fascinated. I hope you guys are too. And I hope that we can find all these interesting answers together. That would please me to the deepest. So yes, now we're on to Irish moss, which is also a raw food ingredient. Oh my goodness. Worked with to draw prosperity and also worked with for protection. The next one, because I like a really cheesy Canadian show, I'm going to pronounce it jalapeno. And now you guys know that that's the trash TV that I watch. I have a lot of Canadian viewers, from what I understand, which is great. God bless the Queen. So jalapeno, or jalapeno, worked with to heat up all types of enemy work, for shut your mouth to run devil run works. Next, jasmine flowers. We grow those here at the house, here at the farm, here at our little urban farm, Jukshai Farms. And they're worked with in all types of love work. The smell of jasmine immediately brings you to this like euphoric place somewhere behind your third eye that's just like fairyland, I tell you. Next we're going to talk about Jezebel root. My sister-in-law, who I used to love so dearly, and I still love dearly, but it's a long story about why we don't speak anymore. But her and my brother separated, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, she used to call me Jezebel. And Jezzy. Because my name's Jen. But it never made sense why that was a nickname. And then someday when I tell the story of what happened, why me and my first husband, my daughter's dad, split up, it'll probably all fall together and make sense. But anyway, I gotta get back to this. I just wanted to throw it in there because it is Telling Tales on a Tuesday, which I just decided to do a makeup video on the makeup I did today. Alright, so next was Jezebel root, right? Worked with for all domination work. It is also said that it gives power and self-esteem to women. This root is a root that keeps the woman in total control of her life. Yeah. I need me some Jezebel root. And so do you, witches. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a male witch, give it to your woman and tell her about what it can do for her, you know? Absolutely. Or your mother, or your sister, or whoever. That's a great gift. Anyone who's into herbalism, you know? Just tell them it's an herbalism from the American South. Alright, next is Job's tears. These are very powerful. The old folks will tell you that Job's tears can be worked to make an enemy shed as many tears as Job did. So, I guess you have to read the story of Job. And I don't know it offhand. Lavender, worked with in peaceful homeworks. Lavender soothes and cools down the spirit. Lemon leaves. Sarai Thomas Brown, please send me things from your lemon tree. Please, girl, please. I know your life is an upside down mess. But I love you and I miss you. Just had to say that. Shout out to Sarai Thomas Brown, one of the coolest artists I know. Lemon leaves worked with in all cut and clear work. Cut and clear work can be worked with to remove all things holding you back. Lemongrass worked with in all jinx removing and uncrossing works. It is one of the main ingredients in Van oil. Licorice root. Licorice root is so good for cleaning out your digestive tract of pesticides. Not pesticides. Parasites. Licorice root. Worked with in all domination workings. Life everlasting. It is said that this herb promotes a longer life. It can be added to all healing works. Little John to chew. When you join this John with the other two Johns, it's unbeatable. I'm thinking that's John the Conqueror and High John. Wait, no, High John the Conqueror and Low John the Conqueror. Is my guess. Okay. It is famous for court case works. Oh, that's right, court case work. Everybody needs more court case works. Holy potatoes. Lovage, or lovage, depending on how you want to pronounce it. We grow it here. We grow it in a microgreen for the fancy Seattle restaurants that we live, across the water from. And we grow them right in our living room. When I do lives in my living room and you see those lights, well, no, actually turn them off. Never mind. But we grow them just out in our living space where we can also meditate and do yoga, and really, it soaks up some good happy energy out there, Okay, so lovage, wonderful when you are working on yourself. It promotes self-love and a high self-esteem. Marjoram, a pretty common kitchen herb. Worked with to drive off those folks who would harm your family. All right. Master of the Woods, that's been coming up a lot lately, so I need to get that. Worked with in all domination and commanding work? Mint, another biblical herb. It is worked with for breaking jinxes and to run off the devil. I've got that live in my garden. Mojo beans, worked with for all money and luck work. So I wonder, are mojo beans, what are they? Do you guys know? I mean, I'll look them up and all that, but let me know if you know. Motherwort, worked with in all working concerning your children. Black mustard seeds, to cause confusion and loss of concentration when a target is being worked on. White mustard seeds, another herb from the Bible. Job had the faith of a mustard... I was about to say Job. Job had the faith of a mustard seed. Let's say that funnily. Job had the faith of a mustard seed. I beloved that little sentence. Okay, so they are good to be worked with in all protection work and works of faith. Myrrh. Another herb, it's a resin, but yeah, I guess it's a herb. From the Bible that is worked with for protection work. Sorry, my stool is going nuts. Nettle, worked with for uncrossing and jinx breaking works. Our chinchillas eat nettle, so we always have it. Nettle can also be a crossing herb because it stings. Nutmeg, worked with for all money matters and also all dealings with prosperity work. Orange peel, worked with in all workings for work with all works concerning anything that is drawing our attraction work. Oregano, very common kitchen herb. Worked with in all manners dealing with the law, whether it is law, stay away, or to keep troublesome folks away. Poppy seeds, worked with to cause confusion and delays in all enemy works. In normal workings for witchcraft, great for money workings. Queen Elizabeth root. I must have that, my friends. I must. My guides just shouted, must. Worked with by women to draw power, love, and luck with the opposite sex. Well, I have a husband, but I don't have a lot of male viewers. You know. And if you're a male viewer, give me a shout out below. Because sometimes I can't tell by the name and the picture is not your face or something. So please, I would love to know what percentage of my viewers are male. Okay, so rose petal. Worked with in all love and romance. Rose petals are a wonderful offering to Mother Mary. Have I shown you guys this? I know you've seen my Bastet tattoo, but on my upper thigh, I have a tattoo of the Virgin Mary. Alright, so... But I'm not Christian anymore in my life. And I haven't been really Christian since I was probably 12 or 13 years old. So now I'm just eclectic. I love and honor so many gods. Including Mary and including Jesus. Because they made me such an awesome person. And such a, respectable, lovely person. I mean, that's okay to say about yourself, I think. Alright, moving on. Bring it in, Jennifer. Now I'm embarrassed. Okay. Rosemary. Add to all works done by women. Because this is a woman's herb that gives the woman extra power. Such a common kitchen herb. That gives the woman extra power and puts them in charge of their homes and environments. Rue. This has come up in so many things I want to do. And I gotta get it. Worked with to remove all crossed conditions. It gives the worker power to help find and destroy all enemies, known and unknown. Yeah. I mean, don't we want to know our enemies that are unknown especially? I do. Yes. Sage. Burnt to clear out an area. It also brings forth blessings and helps with wisdom and that common sense to find the answers that one is seeking. I think we all have sage. And it's a common kitchen spice. Even if you guys just have it ground, you could sprinkle it onto a coal disc. A burning coal disc. Sarsaparilla root. Worked with for a peaceful home, prosperity, and to draw good health into the home. Sassafras root. Worked with for all money, prosperity, and success works. Sassafras oil is also good for the treatment of the head and body lice. Self-heal. Worked with in all healing manners. And actually we were reading that in something else a little bit earlier and I was like, what's that? It is said to come and help cleanse and heal the sick. Slippery elm. Worked with when you want to hide yourself and the work that you're doing from your enemy. Oh, wow. That's really cool. Because I've got that. Solomon's seal root. Named for King Solomon of the Bible. This root is for wisdom, power, and protection in all conjure works. Spanish moss. Good for evil conjure workings. Can be used to protect your home or to draw money. Also very useful for crossing work. Spikenard, spelled Spikenard. All one word, spikenard. Spikenard. Not nerd. It's spikenard. That would be funny though. Alright. Another biblical herb used for love workings. Spikenard is good to add to all your love works along with a pinch of Master of the Woods. Star anise for protection, good luck, prosperity. And healing works. It is also said to help with psychic powers. Thyme. Good for all money and prosperity works. It is also good for cleansing and protection works. It is also good outside of conjure work if somebody has pneumonia. You can make a tea of thyme, and that is a magical herb to heal that. It's outside of conjure, but I just wanted to throw that in there. Thank you, Holly. Okay, tobacco. You can work with tobacco leaf. I mean, here's a bit of tobacco that you can find just on the ground, right? There's always bits of that laying around. I'm just saying it's free if you do it that way. Or they sell cans of it if you want to. I mean, it is good for so many things in witchcraft. I would just spend probably like $26 in the US for a can of American Spirit tobacco, because I used to smoke and I used to roll my own. Or maybe it's even $40 for a can. But you can make so many things with tobacco. You make fire waters, you make all these kinds of cleansing things, and in conjure it sounds like it's amazing as well. So I would get a can of American Spirit from your local smoke shop. That's what I would do if I was you. If you're over the age of 18 in the US, and whatever in your own country. Tobacco, you can work with tobacco leaf to bind and hold an enemy down. Tobacco is good for feeding a spirit and drawing spirit to an altar. Yeah, that's right. Very close to spirit. And this is why my granddad used to smoke. So that's why it's sitting on this hat here of my granddad's. We're going to be going up to my granddad's grave in like 8 days. I mean, I am so... No, not 8 days, less than 8 days. Holy potatoes, like 4 or 5 days. I'm so excited for our trip, you guys. Woohoo! Yes. Alright. Tonka bean. This has come up a lot in readings for normal witchcraft working, so I'm definitely going to be getting some of that. Good for all workings in love and luck. The old folks say that it's really lucky if you carry 3 tonka beans tied up in a white handkerchief and fed whiskey once a week. I have heard that. That's a really simple spell, and I bet it's super powerful. Alright, I think we might get through this sucker. We just have to plow through. Okay, wintergreen worked with to draw prosperity, money, and good luck. Now we're in the section that's talking about trees. Trees. You can work with any tree in conjure. I do feel that you need to know a little bit about the different types of tree. When you know their characteristics, you will find many ways to work with them. All roots, herbs, and trees are worked with for the spirit they hold inside. That spirit, when it is fed, will give your work the added power it needs to be a success. The apple tree, worked with for truth, luck, and wisdom. The cedar wood, worked with for protection and also for rotting a relationship. Have you ever noticed how a cedar tree always rots from the inside out? This tree makes for some powerful conjure work. Cotton. Cotton absorbs. Oh, we talked about cotton, didn't we? Talk about cotton. Cotton, good with protection works, defense works, and blessing works. The holly tree. Well known for protection, the leaves of the tree have sharp points that can draw blood. And you know what? Oftentimes, save the ones that prick you to draw blood. Save those for particular magical workings. And have a little jar of the holly leaves that have pricked you. And I'm not saying prick yourself on purpose, but you could. I mean, it's striking, it's shocking, it hurts when it happens accidentally. And I don't know, I'm just saying. It seems like a very sanitary way if you don't pesticide your plants to... Yep, I'm done talking about that. Well known for protection, the leaves of the tree have sharp points that can draw blood. The trees are usually planted on each side of the entrance of an entrance to protect folks inside the building. So you'll see them on each side of like a doorway. The leaves are also very protective. Honeysuckle, worked with in all types of sweetening work. The vine of the honeysuckle is good for binding lovers. Lightning struck wood. If anybody has lightning struck wood and they would like to share with me and maybe get some things from my garden, you know, an assortment of things, please let me know. Honeysuckle, lightning struck wood adds power to any type of work. Really? It works really well when doing commanding, courage, love, blockbuster, or success work. I would sit and meditate with the sucker because this part of Earth's energy that I can't even fathom, it makes me want to cry. That would be so amazing. Next, the oak tree. Used for power and protection. It also removes crossed conditions. Oak is worked with to add personal power to any work. It is also worked with to help with cleansing works to remove jinxed and crossed conditions. The olive tree, a biblical tree used for blessing and protection. You can make an all-purpose dressing oil by adding olive leaves to oil. Add the leaves to any peaceful home for peaceful works. Orange tree. Does anybody have an orange tree? Does anybody want to send me some wood or leaves or flower petals from it? Because they're called like surfleur, the oil. Oh, blows my mind. Petitgrain, surfleur, and sweet orange are all the 3 different oils that come from an orange tree. Surfleur is what comes from the flower petals. The oil when the flower petals of the orange are pressed. And that's actually pretty, like, very, very, very expensive because, you know, it takes a lot of petals to get oil. And then you have petitgrain, which is the orange leaves that are pressed and the oil comes out of those. And it's spelled petite grain, Petitgrain. And it's essential, pure essential oils, y'all. And then you have the sweet orange oil, which is from the skin of the outside of the orange, yeah? If you have an orange tree, please let me know. Okay, next, we are talking about peach tree. I have a friend who has a peach tree right next to Peggy's, my mother's. Worked with for all love and sweet works. Excellent. I need to get some wood and droppings from it. Pine tree. I have got loads of that here in the Northwest, Seattle. Good for healing works and sealing things or folks off. Pine sap closes things. Pine resin is also good in healing works. It was worked with in the old days to seal cuts and scrapes. Y'all, I didn't even think about collecting saps for stuff, you know, to like really seal things off, really naturally close them off. Whoo! Saps. Ow. Next. Oh, and it says you can even use it as like what do you call it? Yes. Tobacco leaf and sucker. Tobacco leaves are good to wrap and work in as the leaf dries and the work gets stronger. The sucker does as same implies. It isn't removed from the plant, but it will suck the life out of it. Weeping willow. We have loads of these here in the Northwest and all over the Americas, or North America. Worked with to help remove cross conditions and jinxes, but also to put a cross conditions tree. They will do nothing but weep. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch. We're pressing 30 minutes, so I have to say goodbye. Come back. The next chapter is on tools of Conjure. Thanks.